Hi, everybody. I'm Regina Dyton, and I'm a 21-year breast cancer survivor. I found out I had breast cancer because I had a mammogram as a result of getting a free mammogram through a program with the Department of Public Health. I did not have health insurance at the time. I had just started a new job. I had no concerns about breast cancer. It just wasn't on my radar screen. There wasn't a history of it in my family. I had nursed my children, so forth and so on. I didn't consider myself high risk. But the Hartford Gay and Lesbian Health Collective was one of the participants in distributing what I called the mammogram coupons. And, because I knew this organization and trusted it, had a relationship there, I had been on their board. It was kind of like when somebody asked me if I wanted, why not? Why not? I'll just go get it. At the time, the standard questions for women around reproductive health care, breast care, anything like that is, are you in a relationship? Yes. Are you sexually active? Yes. Is there a chance that you might be pregnant? No. Are you on birth control? No. Well, you're sexually active? Yes. You're not on birth control? No. Did you say there's not a chance you might be pregnant? No. That line of questioning, the assumed, heteronormity, was scaring people away. Like, I'm not going. Even if they were out to some people, to be out in a medical setting was scary, to somebody they don't know. Some thinking I'm going to be treated poorly. If they think that I'm not heterosexual, they're going to be treated poorly because I'm transgender, and people aren't just making this up because they're paranoid. They've been treated poorly in so many places that, they'll avoid the dominant culture. So I think it's really important for grassroots organizations that people trust to be available in communities to help people bridge into healthcare or to directly provide the healthcare. That's very important. When I got the diagnosis, my partner, I guess, thought I couldn't take the news. So she asked them to call her with the results and that she would let me know. So when she walked onto my job, I knew I had breast cancer. She didn't just surprise me with flowers or lunch or something. That never happened. So I'm like, I knew it. So she knew. She told me, she started crying. I just thought, I gotta fight. And so I did. But the first fight for me was when this man said, we're going to cut your breast off. I said, well, I want to check in with somebody else. And so because I had those connections, and because I knew the people at the Hartford Gay and Lesbian Health Collective, I circled back around there and said, do you know a feminist, lesbian, friendly, non-racist breast person, that's going to listen to me and see me as me. And so she referred me to the most wonderful surgeon, Dr. Elizabeth Brady. And when I met with Dr. Brady, she confirmed that it was stage 2 and that I needed to have surgery very soon. And I said, oh, you're going to have to wait till the 30 days is up because I don't have any health insurance. And this is what, at that point in my life, let me know I'd done something right. Because she said, I make plenty of money billing insurance for the majority of people who have it. I can afford to do this surgery. And to this day, she's never sent me a bill. So kudos to you wherever you are. I sat on the table as I'm supposed to, and usually they would say, I'm going to leave while you get undressed. This man literally started unbuttoning my shirt, opened it, and then said, how about if I call you Reggie? I said, no, my name is Regina, and I can undress myself. He says, well, I like Reggie. I'm going to call you that. And I'm like, no, I don't like you. And I need somebody else. You need to go away. And so I asked for, I don't know who I asked, probably just went back to the desk, but I'm not seeing that man. He's not touching me. He's not going to, plan any of my care because I'm Reggie and I can, he can take my clothes off. Like what? So I said no. And then I asked for hospital social work to, but when I think about that, it's like, I know that hospitals have social workers, or supposed to. I might have laid them all off. But I know that's something you can ask for. And I think a lot about how many women either don't know they can or they're intimidated, by the healthcare system. I think it's a combination of genetics. I think that's one, because I keep saying the women, you should see my granddaughters. The women in my family get bolder with every generation. Some would think that's good and others would think, oh my God, that is so bad. But without going too far off, my mother, who's now 93 and has almost nothing wrong with her, was one of 5 Black women in rural segregated Kentucky to start a school for colored children, as we were then. So, to a lot of, threats, actual threats for doing this. Who do they think they are? It was dangerous for her to do that. Now there's a plaque in the middle of the town square with her name on it. So I get it, honest. But in addition to that, I had the privilege. So, my mother, and I always want to own privilege. We all have some. It's what you do with it. You can't give it back. So I had the privilege of being born to college educated parents at a time when few women went to school, and certainly Black people in general. So I've had access to knowledge and learning and many great role models. The times, and I guess what I chose to hang on to was great for me. One of the great things about being almost 68 is that I was coming of age in the late 60s and 70s, at the height of women holding, grabbing on to being in charge of their healthcare. Around for and just real close to that whole our bodies ourselves movement. And that spirit motivates me all the time. Some have said sarcastically, yeah, you're an alpha girl. So I think between, the women's movement, the gay rights movement, all the movements were wonderful, having Angela Davis be my shero, all of that is who I am. There was the fight, and there was to just do whatever I could with the time I had. But most importantly for me, it made me know that I wanted to take care of myself so that I could live as long as I could possibly live. I did not think, and I went back and forth on that. That was a real struggle, about owning our bodies, but mind, spirit, and all of that stuff. Really beginning to see the value of who I am, or as I love to say to other women, the beauty of your being, or the beauty of my being as well. I kind of thought of life as obligation and duty. And I thought, after my children were raised and independent, it wouldn't matter what happened to me. And I could die, I could kill myself, I could whatever, I'd be done. And that's not how I feel at all. I learned that that's not how I feel. And, I believe we're basically mammals. I know we're mammals. But, as that, really with any other animal, there's that drive to live, that drive to survive. So when a predator like cancer is in front of you, well, at least in front of me, I bore my teeth. The other thing that's interesting to me that I learned, that I really, perhaps to a fault, just have to be me. I'm not one that's ever, other than to perform on a stage, I've never worn a wig, I've never dyed my hair. That doesn't make me better or worse than anybody else, but I just am who I am. Well, when I was bald, when all my dreadlocks fell, when they were down to my waist, when they all fell out and I was bald, I just walked around bald. I had to be like, yeah, here I am. So what? I was grateful for those days when I felt well enough to go outside and walk around with my bald head. And my bald head was not pretty. Some women have that nice little shapely head. Mine's got all riffles and stuff in it. But it was just like, here I am. I am not my hair nor the shape of my head.